Good morning again. Please continue eating. We've got some great things to do today, so we're going to get things started. Dan, if you'd like to introduce our guests.
Yes, we have two guests today. Would you please rise after I call your name? IJ Jemba and Teresa Petriteri.
And my dad.
Oh, Dave's father.
Okay.
Yes.
Bob Hurd.
We're glad to have you with us. Won't you come back again? Our club is a welcome to all your loyal friends. We ask you all to do your part and live your Rotary in your heart. And to your four-way test be true. Please come again, please do.
I hope you all appreciate, if you didn't notice, I always move away from the microphone.
I do appreciate it.
All right, we're going to go a little bit out of order today, and I'm going to open it up for fun finds. Dick.
Thank you. I have two fun finds that are sort of time sensitive, and I think it's probably overtime already because she's left us. But I'm involved with the Redevelopment Housing Authority, and they brought out a list for a special event on the 25th. It's called the Impacting Lives Award, and you all may have heard this before, but I was impressed. It's 10 African American people or groups that they're going to honor this year. And George Crawley, who is former assistant city manager, a great guy, is on the list. And May Brackenbridge Haywood from over Portsmouth, who's a real mover and shaker. Dr. Paige Laws, who's been very instrumental in a number of things. Dr. William Ward, who's the former mayor of Chesapeake. And so there are 10 of them. And there's one that's a social club. It's sort of like Rotary Service Club. But the name that stuck out to me was Cecilia Tucker. And, that's pretty impressive. So that's the 25th. It's the Journal and Guide newspaper has selected these folks. So I think we all ought to give her a real hoot. She's done something very significant. The other thing was sort of time sensitive. Yesterday, and this is our little company poster. Yesterday was the end of our 98th year, and today is the beginning of our 99th.
Last week I was out of country and made up at a timely number a Rotary Club of Sicily in Catania, and they are the Four Conti Centenario Club, 100. So they formed on the 100th anniversary of Rotary at Four Corners in downtown Sicily. So that was fun.
Other fun finds. Paul.
You people, you Rotarians, are nothing short of incredible. It's been a year, and you have stood beside me. You've let me cry with you. You've hugged me. You've given me encouragement. But isn't that what we as Rotarians are? Sunday's going to be a little rough for me because Betsy died 1 year ago this Sunday. I thank you so much for your friendship, for your concerns, for your love, most of all for your service.
Amen.
Keith, did I see your hand up?
Well, I wasn't here last week because I was spending 4 days up on the Blue Ridge Parkway, riding my motorcycle, even in the rain. It was absolutely fantastic. And one of the stops that we did was a tour of the D-Day Memorial. Now, it's my second time there, but several of the people that were there first. So if you haven't been up to the D-Day Memorial, it is well worth the trip. Great experience. And of course, the parkway on the back of a motorcycle is the only way to see it.
I don't think I killed Jan on the Twins lately. Well, Carl's still overseas, and Cole is running all over the yard crazy because he's almost 3 years old. The Twins are starting to walk, and yesterday we found a copperhead in the yard.
Oh,
Denise.
Well, last week on Friday, I think, was it Saturday, Jim? Saturday, Jim and I have two fun finds. Jim and I ended up going up to to the district conference, and the cool thing about it was that we were actually a part of our first District 7600 Alumni Association for Rotary, which was phenomenal. So Jim and I are actually in the charter class. We are the second alumni association in zone 33 and 34 to be formed, but we are the only active alumni association. And what a wonderful experience that was. And so I'm very thrilled to be a part of that. So that's my first scholarship.
But please, before you go, tell them what the Alumni Club is.
Oh, okay, so the Alumni Association, thanks, Charlie. The Alumni Association is actually a collection of individuals who have been involved in different events or different programs that are sponsored by Rotary, like Group Study Exchange, whether you're a leader or you're a participant. Rotary Youth Leaders Association, Young Leaders Association. If you were ambassadorial.
Today, the trustees of the Rotary Foundation and I have the honor to express appreciation for some individuals who have made substantial contributions toward world understanding and peace. In doing so, they support and honor the humanitarian and educational programs of the Rotary Foundation that make a difference in the lives of others. It gives me great pleasure to announce that Mr. and Mrs. Richard Wells Gresham, have made contributions that qualify them for a major donor level 2. And Mr. Keith Lindgren has achieved major donor recognition on level 1. Please come forward.
Why don't you give the amount?
The amount is for the level 1 is $10,000 and level 2 is I think $25,000. In order to, and I got more on this thing. There you go. As major donors, you're among the dedicated group of humanitarians. These words are this long, who have committed themselves to helping others less fortunate. A special group of persons who are changing lives of children and adults through the legacy of hope. In appreciation for your investment in the future of humanity, the trustees wish to express their gratitude by presenting you an engraved crystal which you received at home. A crystal with peace doves on it and doves and grass or whatever they're carrying in their mouth. And you also olive branch, that's it. Excuse me. And the other thing that they have received is the diamond pin. If I could get Dave to come up here. Now you have one, of course, for Jane. And this is Dick's pen. A pen that's very. It will be presented. Let's get it pinned on this. We don't have one of these every year. Good.
Maybe the first one?
Maybe the first one, that's right.
There we go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yep, sure do. Keith, let's see. Did I give you one? No, that's it right
This
there.
would be Keith's.
All right, that's good. You should have one.
That is one?
That's Keith's, okay.
All right.
We'll get this
While
straight.
we're pinning this, you want to talk about the other one?
Yeah, do. At the same time that we're awarding Keith his recognition with the pin, Keith has decided to become a benefactor, and he's gone ahead and we have that certificate for you, Keith.
Oh, okay.
There's more we can say here. Contributions like yours enable the foundation to carry out an array of programs through Rotarians and Rotary clubs around the world to improve living conditions. That's another thing. Increase food production, supply clean water and school supplies, provide inoculation and relief suffering. Thank you again, Dick and Keith and Jane, for your generosity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in applauding our newest major. We have 11 or 12 major donors in our club right now. I don't know how the record keeping is going on up there, but this should be 12 major donors in the club, which is significant.
Thank goodness for Bowl-a-thon, because that's what does it.
That Bowl-a-thon really does do it, and it helps you. So you raise money and split it with the foundation. Otherwise, and I'm going to say one other thing here. On your tables, and it's time for me to start. Thank you, Dick. Thank you, Keith. That's fantastic. I have a flyer here on the, that's all there, Society. It wasn't what I wanted. Every Rotarian every year, we're going to start pitching that pretty hard. We have to start now. We need to get that money here. If we wish to participate, we need to get, everybody needs to achieve their personal $100 goal for the year. So that would, that's the, what's the name of that? Sustaining member. I can never remember it. It's blocked out. But we want everybody, we need to become sustaining members. So anyway, I'm going to start early. We've got a lot of things going on, and it'll all help us out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Dick. Bill, I'm going to turn it over to you to introduce our guest speakers.
Good job, Steve. Well, good morning again. I have the pleasure of introducing two ODU's folks to you. We have Teresa Pusateri, and she is the Director of Basketball Operations, and EJ Ajemba, and she's the center on the team. And they're here to talk to us about ladies basketball. So Karen Barefoot was unable to join us this morning, and the troubleshooter for the team, the go-to person for solving problems is Teresa. So she's here to solve the problems for us today and step in for Karen. A little bit about Teresa. She says, I do everything. Everything but coaching. She says, I travel with the team. I'm in charge of food, hotels, buses. She's interned in camps and worked with Nancy Lieberman. Remember that? Yeah. And she says her sweat factor is delays on planes and buses that don't show up. She's a problem solver, and so she's solving today. She's stepping in for Karen for us.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So Bill pretty much gave my whole spiel, so now I'm going to have to think of something else to say. But like you said, thank you so much for having us. Coach Barefoot is a little bit under the weather. She actually just came back from Media Day, which is a big day for us in Conference USA, where she gets to talk about our players, our staff, our community, what we do with our program. So a little, I'm not going to say jet lag, but a little bit worn out is what she is. So she's wanted me to tell you she's sorry, but she will be back later, maybe this winter or in the spring, if that's okay with everybody. But like Bill said, I actually just started in June, so I'm getting to know the players, Old Dominion. I'm from Chicago. So I'm really looking forward to a mild winter. People keep telling me it's going to snow a lot, so hopefully that's only a couple inches. I'm used to a couple feet. So being October 16th, I'm very pleased that I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt and pretty much no jacket. So I'm grateful for that. But I'm really looking forward to this season. So far we've actually had about 2 weeks of official practices. Meaning we can go 20 hours a week with lifting, conditioning, to get prepared for the season. There are some flyers that we passed around from a meet and greet that we just had a couple weeks ago, actually last week. So it has our roster and our home game schedule. And what's pretty cool about this this schedule for this year is we host a couple top 10 teams, Duke being one of them. They'll probably be ranked 2 or 3 to start the season. So that's going to be a big game for us. We hope to pack the whole stadium. A couple other games, we travel to Virginia Tech. And then a couple fun things that I think our players enjoy, but this is where my job really starts to heat up, is when we go to California and Vegas for a few days and try to have a fun in between playing games. So we're really looking forward to the season, and I know the players have been working extremely hard. Something new for me is that when I came in the summer, they were already practicing and working, I believe, 8 hours a week with lifting and conditioning. So some of them, I think EJ can attest, only went home for maybe a week during the summer. So they're very dedicated, and we're looking forward to them getting on the court. One thing I did want to touch on, I think it looks like some of you are some golfers. Any golfers out there? Okay, one of our biggest events in April is our Lady Monarch Golf Tournament. And this is pretty much where we, everyone's always trying to fundraise, and we're really trying to fundraise to take our team to Europe. And we just had a meeting yesterday, and we're going to try to go to Italy or maybe Belgium. That's to be determined, but that's one of our big events that we would love to have any of you attend. You can get in foursomes. It's a lot of fun. Coach Barefoot's there at the 9th hole, putting with y'all and greeting you and taking pictures and that sort of thing. So if you need information on that, it's always on our website, or if you want to get a hold of me, by all means, feel free.
When is it?
It's going to be in April. I believe it's going to be the last weekend in April. It's an all-day event, with kind of food and drinks and all, hopefully good weather. So that's what we're hoping for. So with that said, I don't want to do all the speaking, so I'm going to bring up EJ, and she is very excited to be here this morning. She is one of our most kind of enthusiastic players on our team. She tries to get the team always up and positive, and I thought Coach Barefoot and I thought she would be perfect to address y'all and answer any questions, of course, at the end, because being a student athlete is a privilege, and I know all our athletes are privileged to be there and kind of lead the way for young children. All right, so here's EJ.
Good morning. Okay, so I'm a little nervous, they told me this last night, and I never really did. I did public speaking, but I'm talking about around a bunch of people my age. I throw a little slang here and there. So, the basics. My name is EJ. It's spelled I-J-E, not EJ. But, EJ, but I'm from Prince George's County, Maryland. PG County. Yes, no lies. Hey. I was born in DC. I was only there for like 2 years, but PG is right next to it. And I've been in the house I live in for about, 17 years, so I don't go nowhere. So Virginia is a very big, it's a difference. When I came to college, I wanted to major in civil engineering. My daddy is a civil engineer, and when he took me, before 9/11, they used to have Take Your Child to Work Day. And so he took me to his job one day. I was probably in like 2nd grade, and I just fell in love with it. Like, it was just amazing. So I always knew I wanted to be a civil engineer. As I got older and basketball came into play, mind you, I was a soccer player. I love soccer. Didn't care about basketball, didn't care about no sport. I just want to play soccer. Got older, probably around 5th, 6th grade. My daddy had a growth spurt. And my daddy told me he don't understand why I'm continuing to play soccer, that with my height, I will not be anything but a goalie. And it really hurt, especially coming from your father, cried, So I just left. I didn't play nothing for about 2 years, and I got into middle school, and I started playing softball. I liked softball because, I just like to hit and run. So then they changed the rules into softball. You can't really run nobody over on bases anymore. So That was probably, I played football at our recreation center, because I mean, I just like to hit. I did defense only, I never liked to hit, never offensive player. So when I got into high school, one of the coaches was like, why would you play basketball? I don't really like basketball, you know? I felt like when I seen it, it's just a bunch of dribbling, passing, and shooting. It's no contact. I don't like non-contact. So then she was like, just put your jersey on and see how you feel. You know, I'm a post player, so it was a lot of contact. So I'm like, okay, I like this, kind of like it. Got into high school. I actually played for my football team in high school, and oh, I was a defensive end, defense only, you know, total defense.
Well, your football team there could use you.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think I did pretty good. I had 5 sacks, you know, pretty good. Did pretty good. I was a lot better in football than I was basketball when I first started. Like, you know, I didn't like basketball first. Like my first score ever, like I scored for the opposite team. I was real excited, you know, at halftime when they switch over. I didn't know that. So we're doing an out of bounds play, and I'm like, I'm so wide open, and I just shot it. And it went in, and everyone's like, no, and I'm like, oh my god. And yeah. So. Well, right now, I'm majoring in therapeutic recreation. I wanted to do, after I found out I couldn't do engineering because basketball and classes won't, it's just one or the other. I want to do physical therapy. The same thing happened, it just won't mix out. You know, schedules, times, different. Okay, so I'm like, okay, what can I do that I still, I want to be able to rehabilitate people, like, I mean, this may make me sound bad, but I'm 19 and I have never had a job in my life. I honestly feel like I am a gift from God, that, you know, everything, I always tell my daddy, it is your duty to take care of me. You know, I don't want to work. It's sad, I do not want to work.
How's that working for you?
It's working great so far, you know, in college, you know. Basketball has given me a lot.
You have a lot of confidence with that attitude.
So, you know, I feel as though, you know, I'm trying to find a major that if basketball doesn't play out for me, that I will still enjoy doing. So I'm like, I want to do something that I can still play basketball in. So therapeutic rec will help me because, you know, I can still play basketball or teach basketball. So, you know, my dream is to go overseas. I do not, right now, do not want to play in the WNBA, mainly because they don't get paid as much as the men, and I feel like that's not fair. So I'd rather go overseas. This summer, I've been here for about 2 years, and about 2 years, a year, sophomore now, so a year. And I've literally been here for about a whole year. I never really go home. If I go home, I get a couple days, you know, so basketball is really life. This summer, I'm planning to I want to go to Nigeria to play on the national team. Now, their national team is not good, but I just want to get the experience of being away from home and being away from my family. So I know that when I graduate, and if I am given the opportunity to play overseas, if this is really what I want to do.
With your intimidation skills, you're gonna need it in Nigeria.
Oh, I mean, I think that, you know, it's a rough area, you know. We've just been cleared of Ebola. So, that's a plus, because we got that. But, I mean, we just hope. Because my daddy says I'm a royal princess who didn't have anything, so you're being this rich and you're not rich. So, you know, I just want basketball to take me far because I don't want to work. I feel as though after I play overseas, I just want to play for like a good 5 years, 5, 6, 7 years, you know. Get a million. Just let me make $1 million. And I want to retire. I want to be retired at 35.
What happens if you fall in love?
If I fall in love.
They'll have some say so where you're going.
No. No. After I make my $1 million, get 35, you could continue, by all means. I want something like a lawyer or a doctor, you know, where we both balance out, you know, so that you can continue doing your job. I just want to retire and just be like, I played basketball and this was my life. Question? Yes.
Is there a lot of work involved in your sport?
Oh, yes, it is. It's a lot of work.
A typical day.
Okay, my typical day, well, today, I can basically describe today. I wake up, wake up around, I have class at 10, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. I have class at 9, Tuesdays, Thursdays. So today I probably would have been waking up at like around 9, you know, have breakfast and walk to class. I need a bike because walking is getting hard. Then I have 2 classes. I have a 10 and a 12. So I'll probably snack around after my 10 o'clock. So after that, I have study hall. So I go to study hall. I either have study hall or I have a meeting with my group because in classes we have certain like group projects to finish. So after study hall, it's around time for practice. So, you know, it's practice time. Okay, practice, you know, we get this in practice. It's hard. You know, they get 20 hours a week. So everything's a lot different than the little 8 hours we got during preseason. So, you know, we practice for 3 hours, then we have weights, usually follows, so that's an extra hour right there. And by that time, all the work you didn't finish in study hall, it's like, this one you have to decide. Do I have to do this? Can it wait another day? Because by that time you're tired, it's late. If you didn't drive, it's like, oh, I gotta walk all the way back to the village. And it's like, okay, should I wait here, wait for a safe ride? Should I walk? Should I hop in the car with a teammate if there's space? And then you get back to your room, you shower. I get back to my room, lay down a little bit on the couch, watch some TV. Then I usually get up and go back to the gym with one of my other teammates, who she's my gym buddy. Her name is Jenny Sims. She's number 25. We usually go back to the gym. We put up some shots. She is the best person on the team, honestly. And I don't know if y'all have ever heard this before, but you always want to play the best. Of course, you get beat all the time, but you want to play the best, hoping that they better you. When I play Jenny, we usually play games to 11. You know, some days we have good games where we're neck and neck, and usually she wins. Or we have other games where it's a clean sweep, and she probably beats me like 11-1, and it's only 1 because I get the ball first. I always start the ball first, and I get that 1 drive, and after that, she just kills me. So some days it's served on a silver platter. Some days I serve it to her on a paper plate, you know? And then I probably don't get back from the gym. I'm probably in the gym at night, probably about 2 to 3 hours a night. Get back and I'm done. So I'm going in the shower and I'm going straight to sleep. This summer, towards the end of last postseason, I don't know if anybody follows us, but as y'all can see, my jersey number was not a big commodity. I did not play. I was a freshman and I needed a lot of work. So, I mean, I did feel bad about that. You know, it hurts to know that there's 11 people on the team and all they do is talk about 10 people and you're like, well, I'm that one that they don't never mention. So, you know, I use that as motivation this year and I do feel like I've really gotten better. I had a talk with a bunch of my coaches and I did let them know that, you know, coach, you didn't play last year, but this year I'm playing. It's me or nobody. Like, that's just my drive. Like, I'm going to play. I told my daddy, you're coming to my games this year because I will be on that court. So, yes.
You impressed me, if you pardon the expression, I coached basketball for 25 years as a trash talker. And I would think when you're playing football, and that's question number one is, I can't imagine what's going on between you and the person in front of you, cut the conversation. And 2, on the court, I'm sure you also, whoever you're guarding, you're having a little conversation with them.
Yes.
So I'd like to know, how much, you can't read lips when you're watching the game on television, but how much conversation goes on between you and your opponents?
Well, I play the post, so you know, and I'm never cocky. I know my skill level isn't the best, but in my mindset is you're not scoring on me. So
You tell them that?
I'm gonna tell you that you're not scoring on me. I will use all 5 of my fouls before I allow you to score. So, you know, while they're posting up, I'm messing with them. You know, I do the little stuff the refs can't see. You know, poke them on the side. Oh, I don't grab the jersey. Refs see that. I poke you in the ribs and stuff. You know, tap your legs, get to you. I be like, so what you gonna do? Catch the ball? You gonna catch the ball? You gonna drop it? I'm all up in your ear, getting you upset because I know I personally, I get upset. I get upset. So if I know if I can get you upset, you want to do something dumb or stupid, and I'll be like, good job, my rebound, you know? So, yeah, I talk a lot.
We also have T-shirts. Brought some T-shirts to give out. Why don't you tell them what we've got, what you've got?
So there's a box over here, I'll let you guys, if you can help me out, distribute it. There's probably a few extra larges in there, but there's a lot of mediums and smalls for grandchildren, whoever you want to give them to. But there's some Monarch Pride shirts that, you know, are blue and white that you can represent. If you do end up coming to some games, you can wear those. And we're just happy to bring those and share those with you.
They'll have them.
I'm playing this year.
What number? What?
23.
Okay.
23.
All right.
We'll hear your name a lot on the.
That's
number.
LeBron's number.
My name all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah. Thank you for coming. Something to remember us by is a mug with our
Thank you.
logo and the 4-way test, so you can remember that. And we have one last thing to do, is to pick our winning lottery ticket. So pick one and read off the last 3 numbers.
Okay, last 3 numbers. It is 961.
961, there we go. All right, folks, have a great week.